There's one signature in a California home purchase that can cost you $30,000 or more, and most buyers sign it without even slowing down. Welcome to the 5-Minute Real Estate Fix. I'm Chase with the Whitney team and First Team Real Estate here in Cypress and across Orange County. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly when your earnest money or initial deposit is protected and when it's stopped being protected and why that one moment matters so much in our market right now. Here's the reality. Your deposit's not really at risk during much of the escrow process. The standard purchase agreement in California gives you several built-in ways to walk away and keep your money. Your investigation period, your appraisal, your loan, securing homeowners insurance, the review of seller's disclosures, and a few of those. And as long as one of those contingencies is still active and you cancel in writing before its deadline, your deposit comes back to you. The pivot point is the contingency removal. The day you sign that form, you give up that protection on purpose. And that's the part that most people get backwards. They think the danger is making the offer and getting the offer accepted. The danger here actually starts the moment you start removing your contingencies. Let's talk about what that means on the ground. In competitive pockets like Cypress and Anaheim, prices are still climbing. When homes move fast, buyers feel pressure to win, so they start removing contingencies early and shorten them, of course, sometimes all at once to make their offer look stronger. That strategy can work well when everything goes smoothly, but it gets very expensive when something goes sideways and you still want out. Because once you've signed that removal, I've changed my mind is no longer a protected reason. And in California, the seller can retain up to 3% of the purchase price under the California liquidated damages rule. On a $1.1 million home in Cypress, that's more than $30,000 gone. Now, here's the part that saves people. The deadline is the whole game. Say you're in your inspection period. It's a 17-day window you've negotiated with the seller. You find a red flag issue on day 16. If you send in your written cancellation or negotiate your way through it before that deadline, your deposit is still protected. If, however, you wait until day 18 after you've removed your investigation contingency in writing, you might be too late, even though the problem is just as real. Same house, same issue, two very different outcomes. And the only thing that changed was a date on the calendar and one signature. This is why documentation matters so much. Your lender's denial letter, your inspection findings, the timestamp on the disclosures you received. If a deposit ever gets disputed, escrow doesn't take sides. It holds the money until both parties agree or a mediator or a judge sorts it out. The buyer with clean written records is the buyer who walks away whole and protected. So if you're buying here in Orange County, here's what I want you to hold on to. Know which contingencies are still active and which ones you've already removed. Know your exact deadlines in writing, not from memory. And never remove a contingency just to feel competitive without understanding what you're giving up. On our team, we treat every contingency deadline like an appointment no one's allowed to miss. We track them on our calendar for our clients, so a problem discovered late in the process still turns into a clean, protected cancellation instead of a lost deposit. That's the kind of thing that never shows up on a listing photo, and it's exactly where good representation earns its keep. The takeaway here is simple. Your deposit is safer than you think for most of the transaction and more exposed than you might think the second you sign that removal. Understand that one moment and you protect yourself on the biggest purchase of your life. Be sure to check out the full blog article on this topic at 4realestatehelp.com/blog. That's the number 4, realestatehelp.com/blog. Thanks for tuning into this week's 5-Minute Real Estate Fix. I'm Chase with the Whitney team, and I'll see you around town or on the next episode.